When Shilo Sanders stepped onto the field for his NFL preseason debut with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on August 9, 2025, he wasn't just another undrafted rookie trying to make a name. He was a man on a mission, ready to prove he belonged in the league. The son of Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion "Primetime" Sanders, and older brother to Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shilo Sanders, Shilo was expected to be a long shot, a safety fighting for scraps at the bottom of a stacked Tampa Bay roster. But in a 29-7 rout of the Tennessee Titans, Shilo didn't just show up. He made sure everyone in the stadium and across the NFL took notice. If you're here for the real story, the kind that goes beyond the highlight reels, hit subscribe and stick around. This Buccaneers tale is just getting started, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. Yo, what's good? This is the Hutto HQ. Quick pause, head to the pinned comment, click the link, and drop your email. I'm giving away 5 Shilo Sanders jerseys to show love to everyone supporting the channel. This is legit, no scams here. Alright, let's dive back in. Just one night after Shilo lit up the preseason for the Browns, completing 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 30-10 win over the Carolina Panthers, Shilo took the stage in Tampa. The timing was poetic. 2 brothers, 2 debuts, one family stealing the NFL spotlight. But while Shilo's path as a quarterback has garnered headlines, Shilo's journey is grittier. As an undrafted free agent out of Colorado, he's battling a crowded Buccaneers secondary, going up against names like All-Pro Antoine Winfield Jr., starter Tyke Smith, and depth pieces Christian Ezine, Kyavon Merriweather, J.J. Roberts, and Rashad Wisdom. For Shilo, every snap is an audition, and his debut was a statement that he's more than just Deion's son. He's a player who can ball. From the moment Shilo lined up at safety in the second half, he looked like he'd been waiting for this his whole life. No deer in the headlights moment, no hesitation. On his first big play, he crept up to the line of scrimmage, timed the snap perfectly, and exploded through a gap untouched. Titans quarterback Brandon Allen barely got the ball out before Shilo leveled him, forcing an incompletion on a 1st and 10 at Tampa Bay's 28-yard line. The hit wasn't just clean, it was thunderous, disrupting a Titans drive that later stalled on downs at the Bucs' 9. That blitz wasn't just a play, it was a declaration. Shilo was here to compete, not just participate. It felt good, he said post-game. Thank you God for putting me in position to even be on the field. But Shilo wasn't done. Later in the game, he knifed through traffic to stop Titans running back Kalel Mullings after a 4-yard gain, setting up a 3rd and 3 that led to a punt after a false start and an incomplete pass. That tackle didn't light up social media, but it was the kind of play coaches notice: sound technique, quick reads, and a clean finish. Shilo played 37 snaps, including 23 in coverage, and wasn't targeted once, a sign of the respect he commanded. His stat line, 1 quarterback hit, 1 solo tackle, doesn't scream superstar, but for an undrafted rookie in his first NFL game, it was enough to turn heads. Shilo Sanders, the NFL's official X account, posted, sharing a clip of his hit on Allen. For Shilo, that debut was about more than stats. It was about proving he could hang at this level. The Buccaneers secondary is a gauntlet. Winfield Jr. is a game changer. Smith is a locked-in starter. And Ezine and Merriweather know head coach Todd Bowles' system like the back of their hands. Then there's Roberts and Wisdom, fellow undrafted players making noise in camp. Roberts in particular has been a turnover machine, while Wisdom's hustle has caught eyes. Shilo's margin for error is razor thin. 1 missed tackle or blown coverage could push him to the practice squad, or worse, out of the NFL entirely. But his debut showed he's not just another name on the depth chart. He plays hard, Winfield said during OTAs. He works hard, he really wants to learn, and he just wants to improve his game. The NFL isn't kind to undrafted rookies, especially in a position group as deep as Tampa Bay's. Shilo's college resume: 217 tackles, 13 pass deflections, 6 interceptions, and 6 forced fumbles across 52 games at South Carolina, Jackson State, and Colorado, shows his versatility, but it's not enough on its own. His 2021 season at Jackson State earned him second-team All-SWAC honors, and in 2023 at Colorado, he had 70 tackles and an 80-yard pick six. But a forearm injury in his final college season slowed him down, and going undrafted stung. Now he's on a 3-year, $296.5 million rookie deal, fighting for a spot in a league where good enough rarely cuts it. What sets Shilo apart is his physicality, an old-school edge that's rare in today's NFL, where player safety rules limit how much punishment defensive backs can dish out. At Colorado, he was a tone setter, not the fastest safety, but one who brought an attitude that made opponents think twice. His hit on Allen was a glimpse of that controlled aggression, the kind that doesn't just make plays but shifts momentum. I feel like I left some big hits on the table, Shilo admitted post-game. Next game, there'll be improvement on my angles, on my tracking, because you don't get to work on that in NFL practice without getting kicked out. That self-awareness paired with his willingness to embrace contact is what could earn him a roster spot. In a league where receivers shy away from physical safeties, Shilo's brand of football is a coach's dream, but defense is only part of the equation. For a player like Shilo, special teams could be the golden ticket. In the NFL, roster spots often hinge on versatility, and players who can shine in multiple phases, kick coverage, punt returns, blocking, become invaluable. Shilo gets it. Asked about his special teams role, he said, everywhere. With his speed, tackling ability, and hunger to make an impact, he's built for those high-energy plays. Bowles, a defensive-minded coach who's been an NFL safety himself, values special teams contributions above all for fringe players. If Shilo can stack tackles, disrupt returns, or make a game-changing play in the next 2 preseason games against the Pittsburgh Steelers on August 16 and the Buffalo Bills on August 23, he could force his way onto the 53-man roster. Inside the Buccaneers facility, the buzz around Shilo was real after the Titans game. Bowles, not one for hyperbole, gave him props. Shilo did a heck of a job, he said, praising his tackling, pressure, and coverage discipline. Coming from a coach who knows the safety position inside out, that's not just lip service. It's a sign Shilo's on the radar. Teammates felt it too. In a locker room full of young players scrapping for jobs, Shilo's hit on Allen and his tackle on Mullings earned respect. Those plays showed awareness, timing, and fearlessness, qualities that ripple through a defense. Just unleashing my abilities to the max, Shilo said. Speed, power, physicality, smartness to react to plays. I just have to keep improving, especially on special teams. NFL insiders are starting to take notice. Before the Titans game, Shilo was a feel-good story. Deion's son, Shager's brother, trying to make it. Now he's a viable roster candidate. Why? He's checking boxes. First, he made plays in a real game, not just practice. That blitz on Allen is on film, proof he can execute at NFL speed under pressure. Second, he's shown growth. Insiders note his improved coverage discipline and tackling angles throughout camp, critical for a safety fighting for reps. Third, he's all in on special teams, a must for any undrafted player. One NFC scout put it bluntly, that's the stuff that makes coaches think twice before cutting a guy. Then there's the intangible. He carries himself like he belongs. He's not hiding behind the Sanders name, but he's not running from it either. He's grinding, and coaches can see it. The road ahead isn't easy. The Buccaneers must trim their roster to 53 by August 26, and Shilo's competing against players who've been in the system longer or have flashier camp highlights. Even if he doesn't make the active roster, the practice squad is a real possibility, but Shilo's not aiming for a consolation prize. I'm just grateful, he said after the game, but I've got a lot to work on. That mindset, humble but hungry, is what had Bowles and his staff nodding. Deion, watching his son's debut, beamed with pride. I'm so darn proud of him, he said at Colorado's Pro Day. He's a worker, he's a go-getter, and he's a dog. The Monday after the Titans game, the Buccaneers facility was alive. The usual post-preseason lull was replaced by chatter about Shilo's hit, replayed endlessly on social media and in film rooms. Fans were hyped, flooding X with clips of the blitz and posts calling him the Headache Gang CEO. Local media ran segments comparing Shilo and Shudor's debuts, while national outlets like ESPN and NFL Network debated whether the Sanders brothers could both stick in the league. In the locker room, teammates started throwing around terms like tone setter. Even Winfield, a star in his own right, gave Shilo a nod for his hustle. By Tuesday, Shilo was back at work, breaking down film with coaches and studying the Steelers' tendencies for the next game. He and Isian spent extra time on coverage drills, sharpening their angles. In practice, Shilo was vocal, calling out alignments and rallying the second unit. During a special teams drill, he flew downfield on a simulated kickoff, drawing cheers from the sideline. That energy was contagious. Defensive backs stayed late to run routes, and linebackers worked on blitz timing, feeding off Shilo's intensity. By Thursday, Bowles was giving him more reps with the second team, a sign he's climbing the depth chart. The Steelers game looms as Shilo's next chance to shine. Pittsburgh's physical style will test his tackling and coverage skills, and special teams will be critical. If he can replicate his Titans' performance, disrupt plays, make clean tackles, and show up on special teams, he'll make it harder for Bowles to cut him. First game as a Buccaneer felt good. Shilo told Yahoo Sports, just getting my feet wet, but he's not satisfied. He knows the NFL doesn't care about one good game, it's about stacking them. Just like his brother Shador said after his own debut. In Tampa, a city that loves its hard-hitting defenders, Shilo's debut felt like the start of something. Fans lined up post-game, waving signs and chanting his name, a rare vibe for a preseason opener. Kids in number 28 jerseys mobbed him for autographs, and Shilo soaked it in, signing every one. He was more present with the fans than anyone, one observer noted. That connection paired with his on-field fire has Tampa Bay buzzing. For a franchise that's seen its share of defensive stars, Shilo Sanders might just be the next to carry the torch if he can keep stacking days.